Howdy, howdy.
Look at my lion's mane.
Very nice.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
You're like Crave the Hunter from Spider-Man.
That is
or
awesome.
Craven. Craven, not Craven.
Craven.
And I'm going to put this out too. Just kidding. Anyway.
You should.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I'm so excited, guys. Like,
we're going to freaking talk to Xavier and Shan.
So I haven't seen 41 yet. I'm excited to see, especially with all the backlog talk we've heard about Shannon this season.
Yeah.
But I did watch season 23 of Big Brother, and I fucking dug Xavier from the second I saw him. Smart, funny, fucking, well-rounded guy.
Oh yeah.
And
he's just so smooth. Like, he's a smooth talker, walker. Like, just everything he does is just like seems so like smooth and effortless. So I was really excited to see him come into the challenge where it's like a completely different type of environment than like Big Brother, right? Yep. And like, just how fucking smooth can you be? And I don't know, man. He still did really well. I'm really sad that we're talking to him today. I wanted to see him go a lot further than this, and I think he would have been capable if it wasn't for that whole like revenge factor.
No, I agreed. I mean, look, we're going to go over a lot of this in our recap, but
yes,
I think they pulled the trigger way too quick on this move. With that being said, they did get their target out, so they did what they wanted to do.
It just wasn't the right.
I'm just disappointed because I think Kylan gets towards the end. He's a really tough guy to beat in this competition. Not to say that this competition's not stacked and someone could beat him.
No, absolutely.
But
I think it's going to hurt them going forward. I think it's going to hurt their game going forward because they are now really the only ones to like truly flip on their own original show alliance like that. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm really excited about?
What's that?
What?
We could ask him about trivia.
Oh my God, guys, the trivia. I can't wait for our recap on tomorrow, on Friday, and then it'll be out on Saturday, obviously. But I just, because he went out on the money one, right? It was
the most traded
I didn't even understand
currencies
that.
in the world.
Okay. Oh, trade that. Okay.
So
that makes more sense. I guess I didn't catch the question fully because I was like, I don't understand why they're talking about like pesos and Argentinian pesos and all this crazy shit. But now that makes more sense.
I definitely could get the two answers that we heard, which was the euro and the US dollar.
After we got through those, I was like, cool, I'm out. And that happened. I won't lie. When Tyson was trying to name off the presidents, I was thinking through the Animaniacs song from like the 90s,
yes.
Because that's how I remember stuff. That's how I remember the states and their capitals. They did a song that was all about the presidents of the United States, and I was like Rolodexing through that. I also would have gone out on that. But I would also like to apologize to Xavier because during the episode, Sarah and I were talking about how much we like him because we haven't seen Big Brother. So we didn't see his season. So this is really our first exposure to Xavier. And we were watching it and she's like, what do you think of Xavier? I was like, I actually really like him. And then he went out and I looked at her. I was like, we shouldn't say that we like anyone for the rest of the season because it doesn't seem to bode well for them.
Better stop talking about Tyson.
So this is a bit of a random thought, but maybe we should reach out to like some of the people that really know the history of challenge and see how many times someone has done the intro to the episode and got eliminated.
Right? I was thinking about that. I've been thinking about that for a minute because it was happening on All Stars as well. Like, and not every episode, but there were a lot of episodes where the person who did the previously on or whatever was the one who went home that episode. And so it's just like, and it was the same with this because Xavier did that one where he was all like bundled in the
storm's coming.
The storm's coming, and he was like in the blanket or whatever.
Well, and then last week,
at home.
The really interesting thing is last week it was Kylan and Xavier, and Kylan's the one who sent Xavier in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm so glad that Shan immediately saw through, and I know we're not doing a recap, but that she immediately saw through the fact that she was being scapegoated because I would have felt terrible because I absolutely adore Shan, but I would have felt terrible if she thought that she was the reason that she went in because of that, or at least in the moment. But then right out of the gate, she's like, nah, I'm being scapegoated. If they want to go after Xavier, just say you're going after Xavier.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't want to talk to her this soon, but it's nice to get to. She is the very first member of Tony's Titans to go out.
I know.
It's rough.
But you know what? Hey, dude, week 4 and you're just now losing your first teammate. Like, that's not bad.
I think Josh is down to 3.
And he is. And it was in a shit situation. Like, it wasn't like your person like lost the daily and was like hated in the house and like, or whatever. It was literally just a revenge situation that just, you know, she got tied up in, and she was collateral damage on being Xavier's partner. Not to say it was Xavier's fault, because this falls on Alyssa and Kylan. And like I said earlier, I think it will fall on them in the house. You know, but I don't know. I'm actually really excited to get in there and talk to Xavier and Shan. So I don't know. Are you guys ready to hop in?
We got time. No, we don't have time. Let's go.
All right. I don't know why our video's not starting automatically lately, but I'll have to check our settings. But hi, guys. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi. You guys look great.
You look great, too. Thank you so much.
Well, guys, like she said, thank you so much for joining us. My name's Rick. This is my wife, Karina. And then we've got Tony down here in the, well, depending on your computer screen, in a certain corner. We all help co-host the Challenge Fandom podcast. We want to thank you guys so much for the time to hop on with us. And I know our time's limited, so I'm going to just jump in if that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right. So my first question is as viewers, we all look forward to the trivia competition. As competitors, how did you guys enjoy it?
1 out of 10, do not recommend.
Yo, I'm sorry, but like, so I'm a lawyer. You guys know this. Top 8 traded world currencies. Like, I don't live on Wall Street. I don't know that. Like, they said US dollar. I was like, well, there goes one of my 2. It's like euro. I was like, well, all right, here we go, Shan. What you got? Like,
well, I mean, I'm like, once I saw it was trivia and I got paired with X, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm so smart, he's so smart. Like, there's no way, you know? And like, it was so frustrating because, like, so they asked us that, right, about world currencies, which, by the way, I was thinking yen, but Xavier's so smart. I was like, don't even say anything, Shan, just let X answer. Like, just let him answer, right? And so, like, but then what was so upsetting was right after was like, oh, name the heaviest animals in the world and, you know, zodiac signs. And it was like, is that rigged? Like, what the hell? Like,
that was probably the most frustrating part, was hearing some of the categories after our question.
Yeah.
Because like I was dissecting the question. I was like, okay, I know currencies, but top 8 traded is different than just saying list currencies.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of like, okay, let's go back to like social studies. Let's think back to our world geography course where we didn't learn any of these currencies and see what we can pull out of our ass here. Pesos, no bueno. No bueno.
I only came up with yen after like 30 minutes of us discussing the trivia, and I was like, maybe the yen or the rupee? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when I was standing there,
I didn't even know what that was.
The Indian currency, I was like standing there and I was trying to imagine it's in an airport, right? But like, all I'm thinking about is I'm going to drop like freaking 30 stories in a second if I don't get this right. And it's terrifying because you're like, what if this just breaks or just shatters, or what if the rope doesn't work? And you're not thinking straight. You're absolutely not thinking straight at that moment.
No,
so.
not at all.
Look, I'm Canadian, and I am definitely Danny in the situation of trying to name hockey right out of the gate.
No idea.
I would say what I realized from like the trivia is just that like you could be the smartest person in the world, but if there's just like literally a category that you know nothing about, that you have zero knowledge or experience with, you're gonna look stupid. And that's kind of like just what everyone kind of experienced. Like Danny has his master's degree. Yeah. You know, he's a very intelligent man.
Oh yeah.
And like all the people there I find are very intelligent. And yet there's just some things where it's like name like they named the first 10 presidents. I was like, I would give y'all maybe 4.
Right.
After that, I can't remember that. That's in the past, and I'm focused on the future.
I love it.
Now, when it got down to it, did you know that the nominations were coming your way, or was it a complete blindside when you hit the arena?
You know, I what you saw in that edit for the most part was accurate, right? Like I was like, this doesn't make any sense numerically at the moment. Like just thinking strategically, like it doesn't make any sense for Big Brother to start eating their own because Survivor's right on their heels. It just didn't make any sense. Like you would have to be an insane narcissist to think you could maneuver so much in the game to get around the number problem, right? And so it just didn't make any sense sitting at that. I thought about it because I was aware that Xavier, was a part of the cookout, but the way Alyssa was up under Xavier in that compound, you would have never thought in a million years that was what she was going to do. Kylan, I would have thought, okay, they have some history there, but it just, for me, strategically, it didn't make a lot of sense. So I was definitely thinking, no, it's probably going to be Shannon and Cinco. Although this is going to sound really eerie and freaky, but as we're standing there on the stage, I heard in my spirit, I don't know where it came from, but I was like, if you and X, Shan, you're going in. I just knew because at one point when they said Shan and Xavier, I think in that moment you thought that he thought, no, they mean Shannon and Cinco. And I turned to Xavier and I said, no, it's us. Yeah. And so X was like, all right, we're going to do this. And then we just went down. But we had no idea. It was a blindside for sure.
Yeah. So I had known that my name had come up. So David actually tipped me off that our name had come up. And I was like, I mean, with Kylan in power, I didn't believe that it not to be true just because it's Kylan. But it was the aspect of like, all right, if my name's being brought up and Alyssa's in power, then I know that my name's being brought up by Kylan and Alyssa. Right. Because as Shan just said, like Alyssa and I, everyone knew Alyssa and I were best friends. Like we hung out all the time. Like it was evident we were best friends. So for people to come up to them and suggest throwing me in makes absolutely no sense. Like that would be so stupid. Like no one's that dumb. These are all people who have played games before. They're not that dumb. If my name's being brought up, that means y'all are bringing up my name.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking back at the elimination, would you guys done it differently? Not taking all the penalties, knowing what you know now?
Oh, sorry. Actually, you want to go first?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed punching the shit out
of
mess out of that glass.
It looked like Goku up there.
I was like, damn, okay.
Nah, it's not my fault. Okay, I'm a tourist. The boxes were red. Okay, it was a setup. So like, would I have done things differently? I do question whether or not Shan, I'll let you take it from here because we discussed the penalty factor and like it did give us a little bit of time ahead, but it wasn't like what you guys didn't see is like we caught on to them like that. Like it was seconds before we were pretty much even with them on the puzzle. Like we were moving.
Yeah, I think I'm like it like what's so ironic is like Xavier said, like it's not like we were far from them. I think we had to maybe move one piece, just shift one piece. So for me, I think I'm thinking like now watching it, I'm like, wow, it took Justine and David a long time to do the puzzle because we had almost like it said 30 seconds, but I remember I thought TJ held us back for a minute.
We had 50 seconds.
Yeah, we had a 50 second penalty. It wasn't 30. And so I knew we were behind a minute. So I was watching them do the puzzle and I was like, wow, they're taking a long time to just get their pieces together. We were right there. And it had to be God because he knew, I'm telling you, or she knew that if I got into that house, I was going to lose my shit on everyone. Like, I mean, I would have tore that house to pieces. Like, y'all think you saw, like, you guys thought you saw crazy, but I would have shown you crazy because I was so livid.
Yeah. Like, yeah, girl, get him.
But no, I think we talked about the penalty and I was like, X, like he was amped and he's got the guns. I don't, so he was like, I'm going to handle it. But looking at their strategy, I'm like, maybe we could have done something differently, but we did good. We were on them. It's not like we were really far behind. They didn't eat us live.
No, absolutely not.
I would say, I don't think the penalty necessarily helped. Obviously, it's a penalty, but I don't think it hindered us as much as I think people believe. Right. Like, it wasn't as much of a hindrance. Like, literally, when I tell you, like, we got done with that penalty, and then within maybe 15 seconds, we were at the same spot that they were. Like, we were moving on that puzzle. There was one middle piece that we just could not figure it out, and that had us stuck for a while. If we had figured that out, that puzzle would have been solved in probably 30 seconds. Yeah. Like, we were moving.
Right.
Well,
yeah. I was like, I feel okay about puzzles. But yeah, there was really one middle piece that we just couldn't figure out.
Yeah.
We had you guys all picked going into it with the puzzle, but unfortunately, it looks like our time's coming to an end. We would love to talk to you guys more in the future if it's at all available. And really, we want to thank you guys so much for taking this time. We enjoyed.
And come back on the show. Come
please.
on every show you guys can. We love seeing you guys on TV. It was so cool to meet you guys.
So cool to meet you both.
Yeah, it was awesome to meet you guys. We're so happy to get to talk to you. Just sad that we got to talk to you so soon.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
But you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll reach out and we'll catch up. All right.
All right. Sounds good. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Holy
oh my
shit.
God. Oh my God.
That was awesome.
He is still like the smoothest guy ever. Like he comes onto this brand new show and, you know, goes through all this bullshit with Kylan and Alyssa, has one of his, you know, who he thinks is his closest ally, like stab him in the back, loses the elimination and all that. And he's still just like one of the smoothest dudes ever. And you know what? We didn't get to talk to them about this. Obviously, we were really like cut on time. Today, we had a little bit shorter time slot than normal. And obviously, Xavier and Shan, like to talk, and they gave really good answers. But his closing confessional, okay, like in my opinion, that says enough about how, like, who Xavier is and like how he feels about this. And again, I brought this up last week when we were talking to James and Tasha. Is I like seeing that people don't let like losing in the elimination get to them or affect them, you know, because it does to some of these competitors. You know, they'll let it get to them. You know, we've talked to Latyrian. He really let that get to him. Tyler Duckworth lets his losses really get to him. So it's nice to see people like Xavier. Like I said, he's still just the same smooth, cool guy. Like he don't give a fuck. He told them all off as he was leaving the house, and, you know, and he's just still kind of riding that wave. And I love to see it. It was so cool to meet them.
Did you guys catch him when he was drinking his water while Shan was giving the tea?
Yeah.
He fucking put hands on it. I was dying. Like, I'm trying not to laugh in the mic the whole time.
I was laughing in the mic the whole time. Yeah. I will probably cut it down.
Open up the back of your hips.
I know he... The chips was what got me when he was just sitting there like... I was like, oh my God, Xavier.
Oh, man. Look, go ahead, Tony.
I was just going to say, and like Shan has just as much like energy and positivity just kind of like flowing out. She was so much fun to talk to as well. Like you could tell that they had both completely analyzed everything that had gone on, and they they knew what happened. They knew how to change it going forward. And I fully expect to see both of them again. I think it would be an absolute travesty if we don't.
Oh, I will be so utterly disappointed.
I will riot.
I might riot.
Because they were good at the game too. Like, again, I've never seen Shan's Survivor season 41. Is that correct?
Yep.
So I have not seen 41. So I didn't really know anything about Shan's demeanor, personality, you know, anything like that. And so I did pick up that she's very energetic and positive and stuff, especially right here in this interview. But, you know, I didn't really have anything to compare it to. So I'm really glad that you said that. But she, if I remember correctly, on season 41, she was like a fan favorite. People loved her, like all this stuff. You know, obviously she's got an incredible social game. It just didn't work out for them. You know, it's just kind of one of those things, like that's just how the cards fall. But yeah, I really hope that they come back. I don't know. Like, we keep telling these people, oh, we want you to come back. We don't know what that means, guys. We don't know if there's going to be a Challenge USA season 2. We don't know if this, you know, once they're out of contract with CBS, if they're going to be able to come over to the flagship show, or, you know, we don't know exactly what that means. But us telling them, like, please come back, don't take that as like a spoiler from us, or we don't know shit. Okay. It's just, we just want to see them on TV. And Xavier and Shan are two people that I would love to see on TV in any capacity. I don't care what show you're on. Just make sure you let us know and we will watch it. Okay.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I wanted to ask that I didn't get a chance to just because of time was whether or not they felt that the recency of both of their respective seasons made it more of a barrier for them to overcome, rather than people season 40 of Survivor. Yes, it's only like 2 away in numbers from where we currently are, but it was a while because of COVID and everything else.
Right.
So Ben and Sarah and Tyson have all played on season 40.
Right.
But everybody else it's been a while, but you've got the Big Brother 23 crew that just played. So everybody knows their gameplay. Kayla's just coming off of Amazing Race. And then you've got Shan and Danny who are just on season 41.
Right. Yeah. Well, and
I just think there was so much bad blood that carried over, and do I mean bad blood in like personal life? No, I mean in the game, and given the opportunity to get somebody out that got you out and you felt slighted by, they're going to take it. And that's a big thing with Big Brother. There's several levels of petty there.
Yeah.
It was a perfect storm.
Exactly. It was. But, and that's the thing with the Big Brother 23 crew is that like they filmed Big Brother, and then it was such a monumental thing that happened in Big Brother with the cookout that it then became the cookout was a thing, right? And they started doing all these major appearances, and they've been doing appearances and parties pretty much since the day they walked out of the Big Brother house. So to go from all of that into having to do all these appearances, all these parties, all these, celebrations, all this stuff together, and then right into the challenge house together, like, and I think it was Tiffany we were talking to a couple weeks ago on her exit interview where she said there didn't seem to be any kind of break where you got away from the Big Brother house and what happened there and what happened with your fellow castmates. It was almost like they just took them out of the Big Brother house and dropped them right into the challenge house. So they all went into the challenge with those same issues that they had in Big Brother. There was no time to really heal or forgive or, reconnect or anything like that. So I think that absolutely affected them. But yeah, I really wish we would have had a chance to talk to Xavier and Shan about that. Hopefully we're able to get both of them on separately for an unplugged episode.
I'll take them together. I don't care.
Oh, I would take them together. Absolutely. I'm just saying, I would love to interview each of them separately as an unplugged.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just kind of get to know them a little better because they're both just such fascinating people and they're just super cool. And they like the vibe. I loved the vibe. As soon as we got on with them, I loved the vibe. It seems like they fit, like they felt like they fit in here with us. And I really liked that a lot. So they brought the energy and they gave great answers. And I really hope that we get to talk to them some more in the future.
Absolutely. And it's nice to have some other Canadian representation other than just myself with Shan.
That's right. Yes. Because Shan's Canadian, right? Yeah.
I knew there was something about her I didn't like.
Oh, God.
I'm
not cutting that part. I'm not cutting anything.
I kid. I love our neighbors to the north. If I didn't, me and Tony wouldn't be hive mind all the time.
It's true.
Like, you should have seen what he said when I sent the questions. He's like, that's almost the exact same as mine, except this one question. I was like, well,
I did see that.
Let me add that. I must have fell asleep before I connected.
I am in the chat, so I did see it.
I'm just saying, hive mind. In fact,
we love you, Shan. The boys just like to be a-holes to each other sometimes.
It's really Rick likes to be an asshole. And by Rick, I mean me.
Yes.
But honestly, I really enjoyed seeing them on our screens. I found both of them to be extremely entertaining in very different ways. I found Shan to be very entertaining and strategic, knowing what's going on in the house, kind of gathering information. Mm-hmm. She's very much to me almost like an Ashley from the Flagship, where she understands the inner workings of the game without having to be involved in the experience of what's happening. She can just watch and see and know. I found Xavier hilarious.
He's so funny.
And it's so nonchalantly funny. Like, to me, the one line from him that still sticks out is from the first episode where he's talking to Kayla and she's like, oh, I'm a huge Big Brother fan. I love the cookout. He's like, well, I actually wasn't in the cookout.
I actually wasn't even in the cookout.
Yeah. Just like,
what?
Like one of the great lines.
She's like, I watched you.
Yeah. And to kind of mirror what both of you guys have already said, is so excited to talk with him for the short amount of time we did. I hope we get to talk to him some more. Yeah. And as excited as I was, I'm still disappointed that we got to talk to him this soon, because I think they could have been a real threat later in the game as the numbers started dwindling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But with that being said, I'm out of things to say about this.
I'm out of things to say as well. I mean, I have a lot of stuff to say. Again, we're going to do that on our recap. So make sure that you guys catch our recap this Saturday. Should be out by Saturday evening. So just keep an eye out for it. Remember, we work off of Pacific Standard Time. So just remember that, because I do get emails and messages and stuff sometimes. It's like, hey, why isn't the episode out? And it's like 1:00 over here. And I'm like, I'm working on it. We are not East Coast. I'm sorry.
I'll stop messaging you. I'm sorry. I just really want to listen to myself.
Honestly,
you're an hour ahead of everybody else too, so it's like
you're
fucking just as bad. It's like fucking 6 a.m. Why is the interview not out? It's 10 a.m. here. Like, motherfucker, we just got out of bed.
I just went to bed like 2 hours ago.
This morning I woke up because, of course, like we changed our interview time, so we were interviewing earlier in the day, and like I woke up and I was like, cool, I'll be able to talk to them and figure out the questions and everything like that. And it's like, no, they're asleep. It's real early there. Right. So I was like, I don't actually know what time they get up because it's never been an issue before.
Right.
So then I just sent a message and then just waited.
Aww.
Went about my day. No,
Rick's like, right,
usually 4 hours difference. 4 hours difference.
Rick's usually up by like 6:30 or so, but he didn't get up this morning because he didn't go to work this morning. Because
my boss listens to this shit.
She knows you're not in the office. You're clearly here.
He put a cutout in there. Yeah. It was just a Rick cutout at his desk.
You remember those talk boys from Home Alone?
Yeah.
It's just that, me talking to a customer. Yes, we can absolutely help you.
It's on repeat. She's standing out your door like, why is he just repeating the same shit over and over again?
Rick's obviously having a mental breakdown.
We broke him. No. But make sure you guys catch our recap that's going to be coming out on Saturday. We actually just released an interview with Josh Martinez. So if you haven't heard that, make sure you go catch that. And keep your eyes out on August 8th because we got Jordan motherfucking Wisely coming at you guys. 3 hours of him. And I am so excited to give this to you guys. Oh my God, I'm so excited to give this to you. So.
What?
And that's my birthday. So yay for me. I get to release one of my favorite interviews with my favorite guys on my birthday. Don't forget it's my birthday. I expect every single one of you to send me a message. Yes.
All 7 of you guys that listen.
I am a Leo and I have full Leo energy, okay? It is my birthday and I need to be celebrated. No, just kidding, guys. But Rick knows it's true.
For fucking 30 days. It's ridiculous.
Yes, my birthday starts in 3 days.
Yeah. You know how long my birthday lasts? For
24 hours?
No, about the first 10 minutes I'm awake. Happy birthday.
And then that's it.
Yeah. Can you go do this now?
Please don't act like that. I make you food and dinner and I take
the to-do
care
list
of
real
you.
Nice with a bow and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, I know you wanted this so badly.
Yes, I make it pretty at least.
Also, the kids broke
Write it
something.
in cursive.
By the way, the dog dug up the fucking shed foundation. Have a great birthday.
She dug up all the other 10 sprinklers out there.
Let's save that for the round table.
Yep. All right, guys.
Oh, wait, I guess I should do an outro before I just fucking...
Breathe.
Toodaloo. Tip of the hat, my fine gentlemen. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this exit interview with Shan and Xavier. We had an absolute blast doing it. Yeah. So for myself, Ricky Hayes, my beautiful wife, Karina Hayes, Tony, Stats, and fucking Info Lance, we want to thank you guys once again for tuning in and make sure you stay tuned for our new roundtable and go back a couple episodes, like Karina said, listen to Josh Martinez or whoever else you want to listen to in our lovely, lovely catalog. But from all of us here, we want to thank you so much for tuning in and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Later.